George wondered what a rubber band would grow into. Or a feather. George was going to grow all kinds of exciting things. The man with the yellow hat hadn't finished his speech. George could grow the rest for him.
Blah, 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 bleedy, bleed, blue, blah, blah.
Thank you.
This would be the best speech ever.
Hi, have you been just sitting there waiting for me the whole time? Oh. You weren't just sitting there waiting for me the whole time. Oh.
When the man looked like that, it meant George was about to hear a long lecture.
So, you see, seeds, nuts, acorns grow. My socks, the radio, the can opener don't grow. Okay, now, we have to dig up all those things you buried. Oh. George, where's my speech? Okay, we have to dig up my speech first.
Unlike Jumpy Squirrel, George didn't know how to find what he wanted. Everything smelled like dirt.
Hey, you digging a swimming pool?
Oh, no, Bill. George was being a squirrel and buried my speech. We can't find it.
Well, I'll help. Wait, I know someone who can really help. She's a great digger. No speech here.
Oh, digging a pool there, are you?
George buried something and we're trying to find it.
Well, I've got a metal detector I use to find coins and such down by the lake. Maybe that'll help.
Cool.
Well, my speech isn't exactly made of...
Well, no. Ahoy!
Maybe it's what you're looking for.
No, my speech isn't made of...
Ooh. Are they pirate keys?
Could be. Maybe to a treasure chest.
No, we're not gonna find my speech, and I can't rewrite it in time. I'll just have to skip the tribute.
George didn't have the talents of a squirrel, but he did have the talents of a monkey, which meant he could see really well.
You found it!
The speech!
Well, that's not made of metal.
So this is the air that inspired that wonderful speech. Are you planting something?
It's a long story. That's not a peanut. Looks like something you buried is growing. Maybe you are a little bit squirrel after all.
The apartment building where George lived was a very orderly place. And that's how Hunley liked it.
They're here to clean your carpets.
People came. And people went. The elevator arrived. And people came down the stairs. Everything in Hunley's lobby was orderly and neat. Well, almost everything.
We can't go back into the apartment until the carpet is dry, George. So you stay here in the lobby while I run my errands, all right? Okay. Oh, and in case you get hungry, I won't be long.
Hunley didn't think George should be eating a sloppy apple in the lobby. George decided it would probably be better to eat his apples someplace else. Hunley had never been through this door before. But he was pretty sure it was against the rules to be out here. Hunley didn't think George would ever get in that way. So he'd find a better way.
All right, move it along.
At least there was one thing Hunley knew for certain. Home was this way. Or maybe that way. Hunley was getting worried. He could just imagine the terrible things that sloppy monkey was doing to his lobby. When Hunley found his building, it was even worse than he imagined. But then Hunley saw that it wasn't his street at all. But that meant he had no idea where he was. George wasn't sure if he'd magnetized the pan. He had to find something to test it on.
Okay, George, let's go. Oh, they are gonna look so great on the refrigerator.
Their mission completed, George was ready to rush home, except...
We have one more stop, remember? We need a new refrigerator door handle.
Ooh, they don't make parts for an Ice Cubby Omega anymore. It's too old. How about a nice new refrigerator?
Old? It's a classic. I love it. No, I won't give up till I find an Ice Cubby Omega handle.
George felt like he'd never hang his drawing. And then he saw it. George told him the whole story and that he'd be right back with the man with the yellow hat.
What'd he say?
I don't know. I don't speak monkey.
When he got back with the man, it was gone.
Is what you wanted to show me gone? Hey, where's the pan? And your drawing?
George remembered putting it down, but it was gone too.
Ma'am, did you see a pizza pan with a nice drawing stuck to it?
Yeah, before or after they took my old refrigerator to the junkyard.
Look, I don't know how it happened, but if your drawing's here, George, I'll find it. Why don't you watch the big magnet while I talk to the owner? Excuse me, George sure loves magnets. Could he watch?
Well, sure.
Now, don't go anywhere.
This is a powerful electromagnet. Hit that red button and watch what happens. You see? That turns the magnet off so we can drop stuff. Hit the green one. That picks stuff up. Hit the red button and drop her in the crusher.
George couldn't let his best drawing ever go into the crusher.
No, not the lever, the button!
Chances of finding a pizza pan and all this stuff.
That's it. And that's the exact handle I need. How much do you want for it?
Whew, I gotta give that crane man a raise.
George and the man with the yellow hat did everything they set out to do that day.
Good night, George?
Now he'd done it all.
Good night, George.
No one wanted to go in there. Maybe there was another way. There was no way George's arm could ever reach the bottom of that hole.
Hi, have you seen George? I sent him to the store a while ago and...
Store? I saw him running past the store down the street.
Oh, the construction site's that way. I hope he's being a good little monkey.
This wasn't as easy as it looked. There had to be a machine for this.
I inspected every girder last night, and I can't find the problem. And the only way to be safe is to tear it down and start all over.
Otherwise, a big wind or strong shaking might make the whole thing fall down.
What's that sound?
Hey, stop that! The site's closed!
This site isn't safe.
I'll turn off that jackhammer.
Look, a broken water main.
That's what weakened the foundation. It was hidden.
Oh, I hope George had nothing to do with this. I am so sorry. I didn't know one monkey could knock over a building. Can I pay for lunch?
No, George didn't cause that. That side of the building was unsafe.
Now I'll have to knock it down and start all over.
No, you don't. We can save the whole thing by changing the design.
Very angular, modern, and it would save money. I love it! How can I thank you? I know. Here.
Well, what are we waiting for? We'll bring back blueberry waffles for everyone.
And that's how Curious George helped design a building. And got blueberry waffles, too. It was a perfect summer day. The kind of day that just makes you want to kick something over and over. Which is just what George was doing.
Hey, you're improving, George. You just need to keep practicing. Oh, sure. The way to get better at anything is with lots of practice. Ooh, hey, you better get going. Your dog's sitting Charky today, right?
If only there was a way to dog sit and practice kicking.
Hi, George. Thanks for doing this. I'll only be at the hairdresser's for 1 hour. I'd take Charky with me, but some people are allergic to dogs. You're welcome to sit Charky in my apartment. Or you could stay outside. Charky likes the park. All right. Have fun. Oh, Betsy and Steve say once or twice Charky has slipped away. So please keep an eye on her.
If Charky could get off her leash this easily, George would never get a chance to practice kicking. Unless he did it right here. It wasn't the park, but it'd do. And best of all, it had its own soccer goal. Some dogs don't know the difference between play and practice. Chasing Charky did have its rewards. Charky wasn't going to squeeze under there again. George could run toy trains and count to 10. How tough could this be?
Huh? Could you repeat that?
What did he say? Number 7, number 8. Anybody understand that?
I don't understand him, but I trust him.
Fast work, Station Master. We're all in order. Station Master? We're sort of out of order again.
Station Master, you did say reverse, didn't you?
Real trains were even easier than toy trains for a smart monkey. All he had to do was simply move the number 5 train first. George was a great train master. The 5 moved into position, followed by 8, 7, 9, and 6. Then 6, 7, 9, 8, and 5. Then 7, 5, 6, 8, 9. 6, 9, 7, 5, 8. 5, 6, 8, 9, 7. 7, 5, 6, 8, 9. 5, 6, 8, 9, 7, 8, 7, 9, 5, 6. 5, 6, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 9, and then 356?
Is it just me, or did that sound like a monkey?
This wasn't like his toy trains anymore. George needed help. Flint was right outside comparing jelly sandwiches, unaware that a little monkey needed him. George didn't know why that warning bell wasn't going off.
See, if the whole sandwiches are equal, the halves must be too, right?
Thanks for holding down the fort, George. I'll take it from here.
That was the craziest train ride ever. You wouldn't believe it, George.
George still wanted to be a station master, but only in his own home, where he could eat a one-piece sandwich. Cutting sandwiches in half only leads to trouble.
Sure, you can play with that stuff. But don't ride the unicycle without a helmet.
Wow, great stuff. Let's get to work.
Betsy, Aunt Margaret says to be home for dinner in an hour. Holy cow!
We made our own mini golf course. You want to play?
Okay.
In our game, each hole uses a special club.
You'll never get it through there. You kept hitting the windmill yesterday.
A hole in one!
Great! If George can do that, I'm gonna break all my golf records on this easy course. George, thanks, but I really don't need help on this.
Are you keeping track of your score on this easy course, Steve?
Oh, yes. Okay, on the first hole, George got a 1. Lucky. Betsy got a 6, and I got a 6.
The club for this hole, please. Here we go. Whoa. Oh.
A hole in 1!
My first ever. Looks like I'm going for the record, too.
Okay, here comes my hole in 1. Ah! Uh-huh. Uh-huh. A hole in 2!
All right. We're all going for our best scores ever on this course.
There are first scores ever on this course.
Yeah, so they're still the best.
What's the club for the last hole?
No club. It's a blowhole. Get it? Whale? Blowhole? Okay. Going around and through the house. Oh. Perfect.
At the end of the game, I have 40, Betsy has 25, and George got a 21?
I told you you'd play better when you knew the rules.
I'm sorry. I said monkeys shouldn't play golf. You guys want to play real mini golf tomorrow?
Thanks, but I think we like this better.
Oh. Can I play again with you tomorrow? Maybe George can help me improve my game.
George thought it was nice of Hundley to notice what a rush he was in. George couldn't wait to show off his unmelted trophy. The yellow hat was gone, so the man wasn't home. George figured he'd impress Compass. Pigeons like interesting things. George forgot that pigeons like to land on interesting things. When it landed, the ice cream took on a whole new shape. It just kept changing.
You dropped it? Oh, you can't drop ice cream. It splatters. That's your plate from before. It refroze. I give you a nice new one. Now remember, no sun, no dropping. Just get it home fast.
He's got even more ice cream.
Another plate. Curious. Now there was no sun to melt it. All George had to do was wait for the man with the yellow hat to come home. A lobby leaf. Luckily, George had time to clean it off, so it would be perfect when the man with the yellow hat saw it. Luckily for Curious Hunley, George wanted to show off his trophy. It didn't make sense. There was no sun. He didn't drop it.
You ran water on it. Oh, that's gonna make it melt too. Yeah, right. But this is the last one. No sun, no dropping, and no washing it.
Hey, how much ice cream can one monkey eat alone?
I think he's gonna share this time.
You're sure eating a lot of ice cream, George.
Wait up.
Oh, it's a party.
Be a good neighbor, monkey. Share.
You've already had so much.
Let's get him. We got him. He's right there.
Trophies? You got that as a trophy? Well, let me get a picture.
Maybe George can't help himself. Maybe monkeys just naturally hoard ice cream.
Oh, boy, this looks great.
When George got his first trophy, everybody was a winner.
Oh, hiya, George. Hiya, George. See, this is why boat travel is always best.
Hey, Clint.
Hey, Wint. George, you remember my brother, Wint.
Hey, George. I was proceeding northward and encountered stationary vehicles. Thought I should investigate, That's not right.
Thanks, Wint.
Oh, did you do this? But now, George, you're from the city. You must see traffic lights every day. Don't you know how they work?
George only paid attention to the lights that told him when to walk. Those other lights were for drivers. And he didn't drive.
Well, you're young and you are a monkey, but you should try to be more curious about important things. Well, it's simple. Green means the car should go. Yellow means slow down. Red means the cars have to stop. Don't interfere with that light while it's performing its duty. Okay, George? I don't even know why they put a traffic light out here in the middle of nowhere. Seems wrong.
The light was out. But that wasn't so bad. It wasn't even there yesterday. Except that yesterday, Jumpy had his branch bridge to cross the road on. Then George thought of something he could do to help. Since George now understood how a traffic light worked, he was ready to be one. With George in charge, that traffic light worked better than before. At least it was better for squirrels.
George, you promised to let that light perform its duty. What? Ah, it's not performing its duty. I apologize, George, but get down. Hey, that's the squirrel I always witness proceeding across the road on those high branches. Oh, did they cut off his squirrel crossing for that light? We don't even need this light. There's hardly any traffic. Yeah, well, George, squirrel, chicken, and chicks too, I am going to see that this situation is resolved. That's my job.
It turned out they'd put that light up on the wrong corner. It was meant to go up in the middle of town. Wint Quint and Clint Quint put up a temporary squirrel bridge until the tree branches could grow back. And George decided to look at the traffic lights back in the city. Maybe some of them needed a monkey. George found a big flat rope. A rope this big must have something very important tied to the other end.
Andy, look at what your mascot did.
I'll show you a trick. Push that button. Okay, everyone, time for practice.
Practice? This was a chance for George to see all that equipment in action. So George helped test the airbag. He demonstrated what a good climber he was. He learned what a pike pole could do. And he showed them that he remembered how to reel in a hose.
Oh, stop! Look! we're not ready for a mascot.
Rescue request. A pigeon is stuck in a whale.
Don't say it.
Oh, I'm so glad you came quickly. Hello, George.
What's the problem?
Up there. The pigeon flies out, but then flies right back in. It's like he has no sense of direction.
That sounded a lot like a pigeon that George knew. And that sounded like a bad pigeon imitation Compass had heard before.
That monkey has more friends than I do.
He's free. He's gonna fly right out the window.
We've got to get up to him.
But how? Our truck won't fit through the door and our ground ladder is too short.
Rope and pulley.
It's too far from the balcony.
We can poke holes in the well till the pigeon drops out.
Oh, our poor whale.
Compass was very happy to see a familiar, whatever George was.
Look, George is bringing him out.
George knew Compass well enough by now, so he pointed the pigeon directly at the far wall. Compass understood and flew the best he could for the far wall. And of course, missed completely.
Hey, George, we're ready for you. Huh, guess it's time to take George home and find that dog's owner.
I can tell you where Charky lives.
George, I'm afraid you can't be our mascot. Because for meritorious service performed in freeing a pigeon from inside a whale, I hereby name you unofficial rescue monkey of Squad 86.
Rescue Squad 86 has a lot of great equipment. But sometimes the right tool for the job is a monkey.
But those aren't monsters. You see? They're the same things in the dark as they are in the light. Your imagination got the best of you, George. But you know what? I have something to make you feel better. Your own personal nightlight. Now you'll never be afraid in the dark. All right, good night, George. Bad news, George. The storm knocked the power out. Hey, don't worry. We won't be in the dark. I have got my trusty Spelunker Scout's flashlight. Wow, that's funny. I always keep it right here. I know how to handle this old storm. It'll be fun, just like camping out. Right, George?
Camping out in the living room would have been fun if George had been able to fall asleep.
No, still no electricity, George. Yep, that last big storm knocked it out for 4 whole days. But don't worry, I know my flashlight is around here somewhere.
George knew he had to get that flashlight back if he wanted to sleep tonight. But the thought of going back to that cave alone was too scary.
Oh, you want those leftover walnuts? Well, help yourself.
George had led Jumpy to the cave. Now he had to get the squirrel to follow him inside. That was easier than he expected. The man with the yellow hat was right. The only scary things in the dark were in George's imagination.
Sorry. I didn't frighten you, did I, George? Oh, couldn't make it home before the rain, so I came in here. Oh, and I found this. Want it? I've been exploring this cave since I was a boy. Come on, I'll show you around.
That night, the power was restored. But George almost wished it was still out. And so, after a day of spooky shadows and strange shapes and sounds, George found that he never felt so at home as he did right then, in the dark.
Now, as the bees get their nectar, their legs transfer a fine substance called pollen from one flower to the next.
It helps more flowers to grow in the future.
Here at the hive, the nectar turns into the bees' food supply. Can you guess what it's called, George?
Honey, George. The same honey you like on your bread.
The bees make more than they can eat. That's where we get it. Here's another jar for you. Enjoy.
George was amazed something so tasty came from something he'd been afraid of. He wanted to say thanks.
Not too close, George. Bees will get angry if you disturb their hive.
I'm staying to help with the hives, George. I'll be home soon.
George, I figured out a way to move the hive. This is my homemade anti-bee suit. Maximum protection. Come on. I jump on this plank to launch these mud balls. They knock the hive loose. It falls in the can. Then I take it to Mr. Rankin's. Yeah, it's not the proper way to remove a hive, but I need to act fast before bunnies get stung.
George knew Bill's plan was going to make the bees mad.
Who are you guys?
Now, Bill, you know there's a proper way to remove a hive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get those bunnies somewhere safe and call professional bee removers, huh?
Oh, no! Come back here, Herbert Manager!
Ah, yup. That's a hive, all right. But I can't help you.
Why not?
Too many branches in the way. You'll have to get a tree trimmer to cut them before I go up there.
Sorry, I can't trim this tree. No way, no how.
Why not?
All those bees. A bee remover has to remove the hive before I go up there.
I'll get rid of the bees after he cuts the branches.
Oh, I'll cut the branches after she gets rid of the bees.
George couldn't believe a monkey and his neighbors could be outwitted by a hive full of bees.
Oh, that is a good bear imitation.
Yeah, you know, I was telling George earlier that nobody's seen a bear around here for... Whoa!
Is he gonna take the hive? What's he waiting for?
The bees are protecting their home.
I suggest we wait in here until the bees disperse.
Have anything to eat around here? Animal control. I got a call about a bear in a yard up a tree. Wow, look at that. Nobody's seen a bear around here in 40 years.
Mm-hmm. All of us experts here and a hungry baby bear solved the whole problem.
You were right about the bear all along, George.
George hoped he would see the bear again someday. Maybe they could share another honey sandwich.
Hi, guys. Oh, you're looking good, George. Well, at least the right half of you is. I guess someone's due for half a bath.
I wish, but George won't take a bath anymore. I don't get it.
Maybe George feels he's getting too old for a bath.
Of course, that's it. My little monkey is growing up. Now I know exactly what to do. Come on, George, we're going in. Oh, thanks, Professor Wiseman. You're a genius.
Well, yeah.
I understand your problem with baths now, George. And I agree. It's time for you to start taking showers. Turn on the water, George, and see what happens. Oh. George. George. Okay. Won't take baths, won't take showers. I need to take a walk and not think about any problems for a while.
But sometimes, not thinking about something is harder than you think. bubbles. Maybe, somehow, Springy was nearby.
Hi, Betsy. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
Betsy made pretty good bubbles, but she was no plastic frog.
Hey, George. We're washing dogs to make money. Want to help?
Yeah, George, why don't you help? There's soap and water and bubbles and soap.
Great. George can help me make bubbles to attract dirty customers.
George figured the triangle bubble maker was broken. But a square bubble would be just as good.
They fooled me the first time I tried them, too.
It doesn't matter what shape bubble maker you use. They'll always turn out round.
All this bubble making made George miss Springy even more.
Sharky, you're more mud than dog. Hey, George, would you help me? Could you wash Sharky's ball?
Don't be shy about getting some of that clean water on yourself.
Of course. The park. The mud. Sharky!
No, 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 you're getting dirtier. George, slow down. Okay, I'll meet you back home. Wow. You beat me home. Why were we racing? George, you're taking a bath? Okay then, enjoy. Wow. I wonder what that was all about.
A bath just wouldn't be a bath without Bubbles and Springy. George thought he'd probably need better bait, too. Well, first he'd need bait. George had been eating a carrot when he saw the eel. Maybe eels like carrots, too. Or other favorite monkey foods. Unless George could figure out what an eel ate, Bill was going to take it home for sure. If he moved fast, George could get that eel's picture.
George! I've got something! Wow, it's heavy! I won! I get to take the eel home! Aw, it's just an old bicycle tire inner tube. Now I'll have to replace this hook. I'll be right back. You're not gonna have time to beat me!
Here was George's chance to get the eel first, so Bill couldn't take it home. The eel was out of reach, and George was out of breath. This looked bad. Soon, Bill would be back with his new hook. A hook was just what George needed. Now, if only he could get the water to sit still.
George, you got one! Wow, it looks like a big one. Don't worry, I'll help you.
George didn't want Bill to get the eel, but he didn't want the eel to remain trapped either.
George, this is what happens when you don't use the proper fishing gear. Oh! It's just an old cage. Hey! The eel's in that cage! And you're the one who hooked him. Okay, you won. But George, we have to help that eel get back to its home where it belongs. Well, that's why I wanted to catch it, to take it home, to the ocean. Being a city kid, you don't know this, but eels travel from fresh water to the ocean to spawn. Bon voyage, Mr. Eel! That's the proper way to say goodbye to someone headed out on the ocean.
All the fishermen came back with tales that day. Mr. Quint's tale of how he freed a whale, and George's tale of how he and Bill freed that eel.
Perfect pyramid. Looks like I do pretty good with no help at all.
Can you help me again? I want the largest package, but I don't want to mess up the display. No, the package under that one. No, the package under that one. No, the package under that one. Thanks so much. This is such a fun, unusual store.
George was thankful the grocery store didn't sell bricks. That lady looked like she needed monkey help.
Oh, I guess my pyramid wasn't so perfect.
What do you have there?
It's the diagram for our new window display. It's going to have a tree, colorful balls, and other fun stuff.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Me too, but I can't set it up till my son gets back. I'd better put the diagram in a safe place. But it was here a second ago.
The grocer didn't have to wait for his son. George would set up that window display for him. First, he looked for a tree. He found one behind the boxes. and colorful balls. And above the balls, he found some stringy fun stuff.
That diagram couldn't just get up and walk away.
I love this store. I just had to come back and say, Merry Christmas.
Huh?
Hey, Merry Christmas!
Huh? Why is everyone wishing me Merry Christmas all of a sudden?
Your window! What a great idea!
Huh? Oh, hi, George.
Whatever you're paying that monkey, he deserves double. I've never had such helpful service.
Me neither.
Have you been working here all day, helping customers? And this?
Hey, Dad, this window display you came up with is pulling in customers. The store's crowded.
It is. I guess this is our first annual Christmas in July sale, built by our Employee of the Month, George. Now can we get out of this window? It's July. I'm roasting. I know! The grocer told me all about your job. I am very proud of you, George. Keep up the good work and you'll be able to buy that oven yourself. But I got you a little something to hold you over until you do. This icing is great.
Maybe it came from something no one had ever seen. Some undiscovered dinosaur.
You're a scientist now, George.
But how could a monkey figure out exactly what an undiscovered dinosaur looked like?
Hi, George. Oh, I dropped some puzzle pieces. I can't finish the elephant without all the pieces.
The pieces George found didn't look like pieces of elephant.
You found them! Well, now you can't tell what you've got by looking at only one piece. You have to put them all together. See?
So to see what his discovery looked like, George had to find the rest of the bones. If he found one bone in the park, the rest must be close by. Sharky kept treating George's discovery like a toy, which may explain why you never see any dog scientists. She didn't have it. Her paws were dirty. She buried it. Another bone. This was George's very own dinosaur dig site. A dinosaur waiting for millions of years to be found. But something wasn't right. The bones were all alike.
Hi, George. What do you have there? You found all these? Here in the park?
Sharky, so this is where you've been hiding all your chew toys.
Ha! Those are Sharky's missing bones, all right. And we just bought her a brand new one, too.
So that's why Sharky treated George's discovery like a toy.
What a find! We've been looking for her missing toys all year long.
Thanks for finding them, George.
Oh, you made a helpful discovery, George. Who knows? Maybe someday you'll even dig up a dinosaur.
We gotta go. Bye-bye.
See you, George.
Have fun, George.
Hey there. Have you been digging up my park? Then you've got a hole to fill in.
Discovering dinosaur bones was harder than it looked. But even if the bone George found wasn't a real dinosaur bone, it was pretty close.
So you want to grow big and strong like me, huh? Great! I'll show you the proper workout, and you can be as big as me in 5 years.
George couldn't wait 5 years. Not today. One, 2, 3, 4 and a half. George had grown half a licorice whip. Eating like a giraffe and exercising really helped. Maybe he could stretch himself the last half a licorice whip.
That's it, honey. Go to sleep. Nothing makes you grow like a good sleep. And I want you to grow up to be big and healthy.
All this growing made George tired. If sleep made you grow, he could do 2 things at once. Sleep made George grow a lot, at least in his dream.
I'm sorry. You can't ride the Turbo Python 3000. You're too big.
George didn't grow as big as he had in his dream, but he grew enough to be 5 licorice whips tall.
My hat! I lost my hat!
Seeing Betsy lose her hat reminded the man with the yellow hat of that fateful day.
My hat! I lost my
That's it. I'm not afraid of roller coasters. I'm afraid of losing my yellow hat. Your hat is safe, Betsy!
One, two, three, 4, 5. You grew already?
Any chance you've been nibbling on those licorice whips, George? When you were first measured, the licorice whips were longer, so it took 4 of them to measure you. But every time you took a bite, you made it smaller, so now it takes 5 to measure you.
So you didn't grow at all. Sorry.
What's with all these sour faces? I don't like sour faces at me park, you know.
Oh, hi there, Captain Zany. You see, this monkey's too short to ride the Turbo Python 3000.
Too short? Bah! He's not too short. Monkeys don't grow very big. That's why we have the... You must be this tall if you're a monkey side.
You can ride, George, and I'm coming with you. But first, give me all your licorice.
Hunley always led people through the lobby, so he used his skills to lead George around obstacles. There was more to monkey-sitting George than guiding him around the furniture. Hunley cleaned up after him, too, which had its rewards. He also helped with those itches that George couldn't reach. Every day, George's chair driving improved, and Hunley looked forward to coming over.
Good morning to you too, Hunley.
And then, something changed.
Remember, use the crutches, don't step on your cast, and be a good little monkey, and dachshund.
They taught George to use the crutches in the hospital. But he needed practice. Pretty soon, George was as good on crutches as he was on his own feet. And as soon as he got really good...
Good news, Hunley. George is allowed to walk on his cast now.
George showed Hundley how his leg was healing. But dachshunds don't read X-rays. Hundley didn't like to get too far from his lobby. But George wanted to go for a walk. He also wanted to go for a climb. But that wasn't allowed. Hundley was one serious monkey sitter. They went to the park every day. George drew some good pictures. And Hundley discovered he liked lying on grass and taking slow strolls with a monkey.
See? The break's all healed.
Well, hello.
George was thrilled to be completely free again.
Back to normal, I see.
Good as new. Thanks for all of your help, Hundley.
Guess you're back on lobby duty with me, boy.
George wanted Hundley to come with him. But Hundley had a job to do. George brought his friends back so he and Hundley could be together. George was back to normal, all right. George thought the country house was a great little place. But he wondered, what would it be like to have a great big place? Like a country castle.
George, look what I found. My old photo album. Oh, that boy? That's me. Anyway, this got me thinking, I haven't been to the beach in a long time. You want to go? We can build sand castles. Well, I don't know if we could build a sand castle quite that nice, but that can't stop us from trying. George? I take it this means you'd like to go to the beach.
All the way there, George worked on castle plans. He wanted it to be perfect.
George, we're here. Ah, smell that salty air. George?
George hadn't planned on having so much room to build a castle. With this kind of space, He could really think big.
George, wait up! Let me know when you find a good idea for a castle.
He wouldn't build just any old ordinary little sandcastle.
George said he built his sandcastle around here somewhere. Wow! Could this be George's sandcastle? Hello? Anyone home? George? It's me! George, it's the greatest sandcastle any monkey ever made, anywhere!
Now he knew exactly what his castle should look like, and that he wanted it to be a surprise.
Oh, you want to build a castle like that one? Oh, you want to build a castle here, and me to build one down there? Then we surprise each other. That the idea? Okay, that sounds fun. You need a pail and shovel if you're going to build a sandcastle.
George thought he had to build the whole thing with his hands. This would be easier than he thought.
I can give you a few tips. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be behind the next dune so you can't see what I'm building.
George's castle was going to be a big surprise. Very big. First, he marked exactly where the walls would go. Then, he decided where he'd put the door. You should always know your exits in case of fire. Now came the easy part. Building it. George never realized that Hunley spent so much of the day playing. This was fun. Only his hands weren't used to being dog paws. George realized he needed a few small changes to be a good dog.
Did you have a nice ride, Dante? I bet you did.
Well, what is this?
Well, Hunley, it looks like we have 2 lobby dogs today. What do you think of that?
Say bye-bye, doggies.
But being Hunley wasn't all fun and games. It helped to be long and low to do this job.
Why, thank you. Look, Dante, Hunley found your ball. Good dog.
George wanted to be a good dog, too, just like his new hero, Hunley.
Hold the elevator.
And here was his chance. But picking up things with your mouth was harder than it looked.
That's a baby, right? Hi, baby. Thank you, that's a dog, right? Thanks, doggy.
Hunley couldn't believe it. Everyone knew dogs were more dignified than that. Being a dog was hard work. Just look what it did to Hunley.
Delivery!
Looks important. We'll get it upstairs right away. Come on, lobby dogs. Uh-oh. Hey, looks like we're stuck. Oh. It's okay, Hundley. We can handle this. I'll sound the alarm. Uh-oh. Oh. There's only one way out. But we need somebody who can monkey up. Say. You've been such a good dog, George. I almost forgot you were a monkey.
George had almost forgotten he was a monkey, too. There were things monkeys could easily do that no one else could.
Hello? I'd like to report a stuck elevator.
Best of all, George didn't even have to think about how to be a monkey. It just came naturally.
A flashlight. Thanks, George. And a bottle of water. And cushions. And a radio.
And sometimes a monkey was just the thing to be.
George! You did it! Thanks, George!
Even Hunley thought George was pretty amazing. He might even make a good dog someday. But George didn't want to be a dog anymore. All he wanted was to take a bath, brush his teeth, and go to bed in his nice, clean room. What else would make a bathtub feel more like home to a turtle? Frogs.
Ahoy, George. Need any help there? Oh, these? Here you go.
The flippers look like frog feet.
Wait, you can't run into the... Never mind. Well, you're in anyway. You'll want this too.
The flippers helped him swim fast enough to catch up with frogs. It also helped that the frogs had never seen another frog so big and hairy before. Now his tub even sounded like the turtle's home. Maybe sand and snails and frogs just weren't enough. George brought back all the green lake stuff he could find, even the slimy things. He'd accidentally caught a fish. The turtle had to like that. How could sand and snails and frogs and lily pads and slimy things, plus a fish, not be enough? The only thing the lake had that this tub didn't was Mr. Quint. maybe a monkey could never make a turtle happy. Except by leaving it alone. So George decided to go back to what he was doing in the first place, searching for Bill's lost disc. What he discovered was more than just a lost toy. And they could hold their breath for a long, long time. Much longer than a monkey.
Ah, what a day. I can't wait for a nice, long soak in the tub.
Whoa!
Who are you? George, has it really been that long since I cleaned the tub, or did you do this? Okay, everybody's back home. I hope you've learned there's more to a happy home than just a dirty bathtub.
Thinking back, George realized even though it would be fun to have worms living under his bed, they'd be happier in their own home, dirt. Still, it was exciting to think new friends might turn up right in your own backyard. Or even under it. Then he knew exactly how.
I'm afraid it's going to be even colder tomorrow. Sorry. You can still have warm dreams, though. Good night.
Colder tomorrow? George couldn't wait.
Don't forget your hat.
George's plan was working. George had made an ice bowling set. He was finally having fun. Then, Jumpy did something unexpected. At first, George thought squirrels must really hate bowling. But Jumpy only wanted to get the frozen nuts. George and Jumpy played nut hockey till the sun went down. Then he set up for the next day. In the morning, George bundled up.
You're not gonna need that hat and scarf. It's warmer today.
It was a perfect day. It turned out winter could be fun. Except now, it wasn't cold enough to freeze anything solid. All that work inventing fun stuff, and it was all for nothing. Winter. It was like a roller coaster of blah.
It started already? We're supposed to get a ton of snow tonight. Well, good thing I bought a new shovel.
Maybe inventing stuff wasn't all for nothing. It helped him survive the dull of winter till the first snow.
George, it's snowing in the house.
Yeah, winter is a roller coaster. And monkeys love roller coasters.
I guess he doesn't want us filling up before the meal.
To measure the marks on the door, George needed something longer.
I think he's a restaurant critic. He's taking samples of the pasta.
The scratches had depth, too. How could George measure that?
Where's that side of ravioli?
But I just cooked it.
Waiter, could we get some water?
Now he's reviewing the ravioli.
He seems to like it better than the spaghetti. That he just dragged along the floor.
The scratches on the booth were shorter than those on the door, and they were a lot deeper, too. George proved the scratches were different. Gnocchi was innocent. But then, who was making the scratches? George couldn't leave this problem unsolved. He had to find out what was making those scratches. There was no evidence of a bear or dinosaur break-in.
Where is our garlic bread?
We ordered it quite some time ago. I think your waiter is quite lazy.
Oh, I am so sorry. Mi scusi. I will get it now. Oh, he's not the waiter. He's reviewing the restaurant for the newspaper.
Don't be silly.
Well, it's true. He really likes the ravioli.
This scratch hadn't been there earlier. It was brand new.
This is the most thorough reviewer I have ever seen.
Well, that's not a restaurant critic or a waiter. It's a monkey.
A great scientist wouldn't let a problem get the best of him. George had to calm down and use his head.
What are you doing in here?
They know him. He's not a monkey.
That guy was so wrong.
George showed them what he had discovered.
Oh, Giorgio, oh, I love this kid. You are proving Gnocchi is innocent. I'm so happy. I'm gonna make 2 trays of cannoli. Exactly. Cannoli for everyone on the house.
Making enough cannoli for everyone was exhausting, because though George thought like a scientist, he ate like a monkey.
We have to help put this all back.
Us? I'm going for the record.
Taking mail is a crime. Either a 211 or 907A. You know he did it. That makes you his accomplice.
His pursuit of free fresh fruit had driven him to crime. Accidentally.
You didn't know, George. You're a monkey.
I'll do it. I want to get back to my game. You'll take all day. I'm older, smarter, and faster.
Oh, yeah? How about whoever returns the most packages fastest gets to play your game?
You, Turkey, and Neighbor Monkey can be a team. I'll beat you all.
His name is George, and you're on.
3, piece of cake.
Anything for this building? Hold it. That says 15. Huh? Ooh. We have to find one that says 8.
You're gonna have to move faster than this.
While Betsy and George searched, Steve kept on delivering.
We don't even have a package for 8. What a waste of time.
This is my 6th. Have you even delivered one?
He's too fast. You organized them. Good job, George. None for 8, but we have 3 packages for 14. Even numbers are on this side of the street, odd on that side. Okay, let's roll.
So they set out to try their system. Turkey helped too. Steve ran fast, but his packages were out of order, while the Monkey Girl Dog team delivered their packages in a row.
I've delivered 11 packages. Hey, where'd all the packages go?
We just delivered our 11th also. So whoever delivers their next one fastest wins.
20? Back across the street again?
We're gonna win! He's going far away. This one is for 9N Avenue. There is no 9. What do we do? There's 7 and 11. I don't know. Number 9! You found it!
Well, now, I was there when that package was delivered. So someone must have stolen it. Send a policeman. Send 2 policemen. No, 4. I want someone arrested. Found it.
Yes, it's a tie! Does that mean we get to play the game?
No, you had to win to play. All right, you can play.
Yeah, George! We did it! I can't believe it!
Where's my game? I left it here. Where could it have gone? I was beating the record and I was on level 7.
George didn't find the farmer, but he found the pump. This is when good watch pigs go get their farmer. They needed a gate opener pig. How could such a little monkey move a big, heavy pump? George could use a bike to move the pump. Maybe the wheel should be on the pump and not on the monkey.
All done. Less snaggy legs. Want me to wrap it?
You know what? I like the snaggy legs better. Can you put them back on? Sorry.
No problem. As long as you buy it. I'm thrilled.
Even with wheels, George needed help to pull it all the way back to the house. The goat sure liked to pull. He was the perfect choice. Or maybe the pigs would do it. But when he opened the gate, they ran to do their watch pig duties and get their farmer. Wasn't there anybody who'd help? The chicks were willing. But the cow was a lot stronger.
All right, got it.
What is it? Something wrong?
You know, I think they're trying to tell us something.
They're trying to tell us all the pigs are loose. Get them!
That cow was so good at towing a pump that it went right past her. Before long, he'd pumped all the water out of the house.
George, I'm home. Wow, that new rug makes the whole room look cleaner. George, come see what I bought. George?
George knew the room was still a little squishy. But he had the feeling there was something else he forgot.
George!
Well, whatever he forgot, he knew he was going to hear about it soon enough. To George, it was a perfect morning, eating and reading and having nothing better to do. But there was one thing he was supposed to do.
George, didn't you promise to clean up this room yesterday? You can't leave toys lying around. Someone could get hurt. Whew. Lucky for me, this wall was here. Now, please, clean up, George. When I come home from work, we'll spend the evening in our nice, clean living room, okay?
Rolling on the car looked fun, except for the slamming into the wall part. If one car was fun, imagine what you could do with two. George had to show his great new car shoes to someone. George couldn't wait to see the look on Hunley's face. That wasn't the look he expected. Hunley didn't want monkey handprints all over the clean doors. George didn't know how to turn around and go back.
I don't know. We have too many roller skates. Now, what can we do to make people more interested in skates?
Well, how about having a roller skating monkey give demonstrations?
And just where are we gonna find a roller skating monkey? The skates are our gift to you. You just skate in front of the store whenever you can.
You'd better give him another pair, hon. He's got 4 feet.
I thought he had 4 hands, but fine, 2 pairs it is. Okay, let's see what you can do.
Maybe he should practice outside.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now you practice, little mister, then come back.
Okay. You ever think we'll see him again?
If you can't trust a monkey, who can you trust?
George liked his new skates. But what were these black things for? George thought that even Hunley would have to admire his skates, especially since now he knew how to stop.
Huh? Let me help you with those. Hunley, you're in charge.
A monkey on wheels looked wrong, but a proud, sleek dachshund on nice wheels. George knew exactly what Hundley wanted to do. The bunnies were too fast. George would have to outthink them. One down, 6 to go. Lucky for George, bunnies are too young to know about footprints. It takes more than a superior brain to outthink bunnies. It helps to be wearing a cap. Three down, 4 to go. Squirrels don't like surprises, not even small ones. He counted the bowls. He'd caught Whitey, Spotty, Black Ears, Cottontail, Brownie, and a jumpy squirrel. Add being grabbed by a monkey to the list of surprises that squirrels really don't like. Not all footprints lead to cute little bunnies.
Hi, George. What you doing?
Bill was almost done. George's time was running out. George had caught every bunny except Herbert Ninninger, and Bill would be home soon. George had looked everywhere. What he needed was a bunny expert. But who knew a lot about bunnies? It wasn't going to work. George tried to explain this was no time to play with a fuzzball. She had to find Herbert Ninninger. This was no ordinary fuzz. This was the end of Herbert Ninninger.
Hey, George. Keeping the bunnies company? Thanks. As a reward for doing that and being so patient, I'm gonna let you pet one right now. Petting a bunny isn't easy. It's all about maintaining control. Step 1,
unlock latch. But you want to pet a bunny, don't you? Okay, you sure are one careful kid. Hey, how'd that acorn get in there?
George wondered if the giraffe lived here with a friend, like the man with the yellow hat. The giraffe and the zebra weren't saying hi. Maybe they couldn't see George in the dark. There weren't any animals here at all. This was an amazing thing. Shadows made animals out of furniture. If only there was a way to show others this amazing thing.
We want you to see how the new color looks before we paint the whole place, Mr. Glass.
I chose that color myself. Everyone thinks it's a dull room. I want it full of life.
But I don't know if this is exactly what you mean by full of life.
George was thrilled someone was here to see what he'd done. People didn't seem happy. Maybe they needed to see it again. Now, with the lights off or the lights on, everyone could see the same animals that George saw.
Did you do this?
No, that monkey must have done it.
George had seen people this unhappy before. They usually needed some quiet time alone.
Stop that monkey!
Monkey paints room, human painter upset. That's gotta be George.
That's just a bird.
George liked his bird okay, but he knew he could make a much better bunny.
What? It's a bunny. I want to talk with you, George.
George! Did you paint a room, you naughty monkey?
I don't know how to thank you, George.
Yes, I thank him.
Thank him? Thank him?
You know, I would have thought that was a horsey. But whoa, it's a zebra. Only a genius or a monkey could have thought of this. I can rent it out as the Glass Palace Jungle Room. George, the Glass Palace is always half empty. But with more special rooms like this, I bet the glass is gonna be half full.
Have a good day?
Yes, George had a job today, and it turned out just great. Hunley seems happy we're home.
Hunley was very happy to know George was home. And the city was still working just fine.
I think he's just hungry.
After a week in the crowded city, what's more relaxing than driving out to the country for the day? Okay, sometimes the drive is slow. But it's a good time to think about relaxing stuff, like feeding ducks.
Oh, that was the worst traffic ever. But the day's not over yet. Let's feed the ducks. Hi, Mrs. Rankins. Something wrong?
The chicks wandered off. My chicken is very upset. If I don't find them before dark...
Yeah, not much time left to feed ducks either. I'll help you search. You can feed them without me, okay, George? But stay by the duck pen. I don't want you to get lost like the chicks.
Feeding ducks is like a relaxing brain massage. Jumpy Squirrel was a good jumper. And an even better food finder. This was great. George had never had ducks swim all around him before. If ducks swam all around, it meant he was floating downriver with ducks. It was almost like being a duck.
Let's see if the chicks are along the fence. Hey, maybe they squeezed out here.
Then they could be anywhere.
Maybe they'll figure out how to find their way home again.
At that very moment, the chicks were trying to find their way home. But they were bad at it. Really bad. And speaking of lost, George was too busy being a duck to notice he was floating away from home. Fast. Jumpy tried to warn George because he didn't want his friend to get lost and take all that food with him. Soon, they were in a place they'd never seen before, which made George curious. Jumpy thought they should jump onto that small boat on the right. Or was it on the left? And it wasn't small. It wasn't even in the river.
But Jumpy missed home.
People sure are buying a lot of coffee makers. I just wrapped 15 in a row.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
George wanted to play with the wrapper people some more. But he had to get these pants home. George hadn't been gone very long. But when he got back, the present had disappeared.
Oh, thanks for picking up my pants, George. I know how curious a little monkey can be, so I put the present away. That should take your mind off of it.
But hiding the present only made George more curious. This was the first time George noticed the walls were wrapped. It looked like wrapping on top of more wrapping. Maybe there were 100 layers of wallpaper under here. Or not. Since he reached the end, George tried to put it all back. But it didn't want to go. Then he thought of a way to make this the perfect bathroom for the professor's birthday.
Is that you, George? Make sure you wash up before Professor Wiseman gets here. And would you make sure that bowl of her favorite fresh fruit is out where she'll see it? You can't get away with that.
Huh?
You didn't wash. This hand is all sticky. Okay, now, wow. What happened in here? Oh, Professor Wiseman, help me hide this mess.
Hello, George. Everything okay?
I'll be right out. I got your favorite fruit. Help yourself.
Ooh. Is this a banangerine? You can't put skins on fruit, George. Only nature can do that. On the other hand, nature doesn't make banangerines.
Sorry, I'm... Happy birthday from George and me.
Oh, you didn't have to. Would you like to help me open it, George? I never would have guessed that's what was in this big box.
That's why it was wrapped that way.
Oh, my favorite symphony. You remembered. Thanks. Let's listen to it during dinner.
Oh, here, I'll get that.
George figured he'd better eat something. Because this was gonna take a while.